Hello and welcome to the Halo Forge epidemic. This is Oakley HiDef and I'm here to bring you a tutorial that's basically just feedback based off what you guys gave me. So it's going to be based off a mining or cave area. So I'm going to be talking about how to make mine entrances, cave entrances, etc. And again, this is a reply to what someone requested, so if you guys do ask for something, I will try and get to that as much as possible. So the setting for this one is mine or cave. So to go along with your mine or cave thing, of course you're going to need entrances to get into the said area. And what you can do, here I've made an object to give it that theme, is if you have a mine or cave, of course you're going to have mining or something on the inside. So to add theme, go ahead and have these sort of mine cards. So what you want to do is lay down a track using these 3x1s or 5x1s, put them down like that to make the sort of track, the railing. Then you're going to have a 2x1 on the bottom, as you can see there. Then on the top, you're going to want to have two of these, ramp 2x2s, put them together just like that, and you want to make a trough kind of like that, and it looks nice. And then on the inside, you're going to put rock smalls, submerge them just like that, so it looks like the mine cart is actually carrying this stuff. So you can line a bunch of them up on the tracks, etc. It looks nice. And then another aesthetic touch that you can add to it is put all these different flag stands, shift them slightly so it looks like there's a chain attaching these together. So that gives a nice effect to link these together. And of course you can do the lot. The only downside to this is you can walk through it, which kind of breaks the illusion, but it's still cool from a distance, helps add to the theme. So that's one thing you can add to the interior of your mine or exterior. So there's three different mine entrances that I'm going to talk about. Each is slightly different. So I guess the first one we'll talk about is a spiral. So here you want to use wall coliseums to make a nice entrance, so a big square essentially, and then I sort of ring the outside with rocks. And then I just use brace larges at 15-degree inclines to go down and down and down and down, and you keep going down, and it gives this really nice effect. It is expensive, I'll give you that, but it does give a really cool effect just looking down. And then also, if say you're at the bottom and you're racing away from zombies, you can run up the rings and shoot at the zombies or something like that. I don't know. It could be cool for gameplay. Maybe not this long, but still it's pretty cool. And then you can take shortcuts, jump all the way down. And then at the bottom, what you could do is have a base. And if you're building up there, up at the quarry, then you would link this down into here, and here's your underground base. So that's another important thing to note, is when you're planning on having an underground base, make sure you build it in the right area. So here, I have the top side is here, which is nice, it's already enclosed. Then you drop and you go down into the hangar right there. And it really depends. There are different areas in Forge World you can use to do that. Another place, as you saw with my bunker complex, that's your playing field out there on top of Montana, Alaska. Then I dropped down and went into the cave. So that's something I did. And here, the drop down is taking you into the hangar. So there's different places on the map that you can use to do different things. So make sure when you're going to make an underground area, you choose the correct place for that. One reason for using the cave is, well, once you get out into the cave, then everything's natural looking, it's dark, etc. But here, once you drop down, everything is going to be a little better lighted. Inside here, there's more room, and it looks, it's got man-made floors, etc. So this would be more akin to if you're dropping into an underground bunker or fortress, whereas the other one would be an underground mine shaft or something like that over there. So it depends really what feel you're going for. So this is a relatively simple spiral. Now the second way to get from the top side to the bottom side is going to be your elevator shaft. I've shown you guys this in bunker complex and in zombie entrances. So basically what you want to do is have your wall coliseums to make the elevator shaft. Then of course you're going to have your doors here. This is just the basic example I have here. Then you're going to have your elevators here, and you want to space them out so that when you drop down, you fall here, then you fall here without taking any fall damage. And then go and look at the other videos to see how I make it more detailed, but that's basically how you're going to be getting down, is jumping down on these different elevators. Then at the bottom, you want to put an incline like this so that I can drop down to the bottom without taking fall damage. So I do that. And then here, I use wall coliseums and brace larges to make sort of a reception area for the elevators that come down. So I use these wall pieces, these door pieces here to make sort of this is where the elevator comes out. Then you have this reception hall, and then it's linked right here into the hangar. So that's a cool entrance to whatever underground base you have here. And it'd be nice for invasion or maybe infection, where you're trying to hold off the infected who are coming down, or the elites who are coming to attack or whatever. So that's really cool. So this is the second way to get down to your underground area. Now the third one that I have on display is also sort of a drop down, whereas this one is an elevator shaft. This one is just kind of, I don't know what kind of shaft this is. You would drop materials down here, or maybe it's just an air shaft or something. So I have one clogged up, just so I don't have to build two passages, but I imply that it is larger. So the one on the right is clogged up with rocks. The second one, you drop down, then you drop down again. So it's really like you're dropping down into the belly of the beast, you drop down again, and always I'm taking advantage of these slight inclines there so you get no fall damage. And then here's your entrance to your underground base. That's really cool. And then I'll kind of show you the makeup of that. So essentially, what you want to do is use these walkway covers. So originally there was a wall here, but I just took that off to show you what the side view is. So you drop down this first walkway cover, and then in here I have two other walkway covers. This one is here to make the sort of the floor of this one, and then I have a roof up here. So I'll pull that apart for you. So you drop down the first one, you go into here, I have the bottom and I have the top. And the reason I have this one here is that it doesn't extend all the way. So that's going to make for another drop down area. So you fall down here, I have a walkway cover on that side and on this side, you drop down and then you're back at the bottom. So that's, you want to put varying walkway covers here to make your different paths to get down to the bottom. And it really gives that nice feeling that you're really going down into the ground as opposed to just having a teleporter that takes you there. So I think that's really cool. So these are the three basic ways to get down into your underground playing area. And they're useful in very different occasions. And always make sure to throw rocks up everywhere if it's the entrance to a mine or something like that. Add details like this. Now I'm going to be touching a little bit more on making caves. So when you make a cave, you're obviously limited to how many rocks you can put down, and you're only given 50 rocks. Now what that means is you really want to make the most use of the rocks you're given. So one way I found that you should do that is make sure to use the rocks in Forge World. Now one way to do that is build in the cave. The cave is somewhat restricting, so what you can also do is build up against the wall here. Now what's nice about that is that when you put down your rock, you are actually only building this side, whereas the left side is made up from the rocks in Forge World, so that saves you a lot of money and you can do a lot more with the rocks you're given. So all the rocks here are arch pieces, and those make half the walkway. Again, the other half of the walkway is made from Forge World. So this is nice, it's smooth, and it allows you to make tunnels very easily. So here I have multiple passageways, it's really cool, it's actually smooth, it's nice, and you'll have lots of variety. And you can make these little alcoves to hold out against zombies. And another cool thing is sometimes when you place down a piece, you'll find that, oops, there's a hole. That's actually fine. And what I would recommend doing is actually exploring that. So what you can do is have vertical holes linking your different areas. So here I have one tunnel. I decided to make another tunnel up here. And I knew that I had a hole in the roof here. So what happens is if you get into this top tunnel, you can actually escape down through this hole to get to a lower level. And that's really cool if you're playing Infection or something like that, because then you'll have zombies falling down from the roof, etc. It's not just linear fighting, it's drop downs are everywhere, so it's really hard to know where the zombies are coming from. If you look on your radar, they'll be running on top of you and stuff like that. So it's really cool when you build a cave that has a lot of verticality and stuff to it. So again, here would be another drop down. I could make another level down there. And yeah, there's so much you can do to this. Another thing is like up here I left a hole so you could drop down further. If there was a level up here, you can drop down one level, get off here, or you can go down even further. So it's really cool what you can do. So again, make sure you're taking advantage of the rocks in Forge World. What's cool is here you have an overhang, so what you basically have is the roof of your cave is done for you and one of the side walls. So all you have to do is throw down a floor and have this wall. So it's really cool when you take advantage of what's actually on Forge World. So what I would recommend you do is maybe if you're making a really extensive cave or something like that, is you would have your floor like this, and then what you would do is throw down the other wall just like that. And so now you can make a cave system pretty easily just with two walls, and then here the rest of the rock is already made for you. So it's really cool to take advantage of this stuff, and it actually saves you a lot of budget. And not many maps are built here, but it's nice because you have the rock overhangs, which will help you sort of take advantage of this. Like this, here you already have this little cave system here, weaving in and out, and you can also have the cave go down to the water, have a sort of underwater lagoon or water reserve in your cave system, so that's really cool. So I recommend you guys take advantage of that. Another cool thing is, let me go to rocks quickly, is say I'm going to build my cavern system. I can actually do that here, and what's cool is if I've, let me put this on no rotation, so what I could do is if I want to link the different levels, I would have one arch here, and then I would keep going like this. And then what's nice about that is I can take advantage of the spiral, and then I would just keep building up through the different levels, and that's what you get, a spiral cave, which can take advantage of all these different levels and ledges and stuff. So you can build up against this wall, and you'll have different ways to run around up to the top. So that's really cool. Take advantage of this. Maybe what you could also do is whenever there's a vertical drop down here, you could build an elevator shaft. So maybe everyone starts up at the top, then you have cave systems, like here would be the entrance to a cave, and then you can imagine I would use the rocks to make a cave pathway that goes down, blah blah blah. Another thing you could do is, here I could have a wall coliseum. I could basically do something like this. I'm just going to do this really quickly just to give you guys an idea. But what I would do is make an elevator shaft here, so what I can do is run over here, take the elevator shaft down, and then get out here at a lower level. So this building around this central pillar is a really cool idea, and it allows you to make multiple different passageways, and it would be a really nice design for an infection map. So once again guys, this is just a quick intro to how to make caves and mine entrances, so I hope you guys can draw off of this and learn from what I've done. I learned from the aesthetics, and I really advise you guys to try and make your own maps, because there's a lot you can do with this, particularly for some sort of invasion or infection. So go ahead, and we'll have the download link up, so go ahead and take a look at this, and then feel free to try your own maps. So thanks guys, this is Oakley HiDef signing out. Hope you guys appreciate it.